Well, I do hope this is working because that's the thing. I still haven't got the hang of actually pressing the go live button. I always tend to lose it. So I'm a few minutes late, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, it is just after 7 o'clock on Friday, the 1st of August. I'm looking out the window and it is grey. It is grey. It is dismal. It feels like it's going to rain, but yeah. Hi, Anna. Yeah, so today it was meant to be my filming day. I tend to go up to the plot and film on a Friday, edit on a Saturday, upload on a Sunday. But to be honest, was not inspired whatsoever, which doesn't mean I haven't got things to do. There is all sorts to do, but mostly I want to get up there and harvest because there's quite a lot waiting to come in. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a little bit of an impromptu video. So here I am. So the idea is just to sit and have a little chat, which will probably be to myself. So if you're there, please come on and say hi. It might only last a few minutes. It might last a bit longer. We don't know. But yeah, just about how we're doing this week. It's been a funny old week for me. It's sort of here in the UK, we're just sort of at the beginning of the summer holidays. So I know when my children were at school, it was very much a case of, oh, it's the start of summer. But now they're much older and, have gone. It's the case of, because we've had such wonderful, I'm saying that, I was cursing it for quite a long time, wonderful warm weather early on in the season. I feel like summer's been and gone. And someone said the other day, in a few weeks, it'll be September. And that's when everything changes. My favorite month of the year, but yeah, definitely we can't say we're just going to wait for a nice warm spell. So yeah. Anna's saying hello. Thanks, Anna. What have you been doing this week, Anna? Have you been in the garden at all? Have you been helping anyone out? Yeah. I thought you did. I think, Anna, you're involved with saving some badgers, aren't you? If I'm right, you've hey, and Sneaker's here as well. You're in the garden presently, okay? And what are you looking at, Sneaker? Have you got anything particularly nice that you're appreciating? Staring at your potatoes. Have you harvested them? Have you, or are you just literally staring at the plants? Because if you're staring at the plants, they're going to look pretty miserable at the moment. Mine have completely died back. They're yellow, they are withered, and they are ready to harvest. So it's one of the things I want to get done this weekend. But I did. Oh, hey, Caroline. Hi, nice to see you. I did. Yeah, you are just staring at them. Try digging some with your hand. I think I actually dug some the other day. I didn't mean to do the whole harvest, but the other day I just thought, I just want to have a look. And you know how you do? You just pull up the haulms. I never know how to pronounce it. The haulms, the leaves of the potatoes. And you think, I'm not going to get started. And then you see the first potato on the top. And with it being really dry, the first one just came up so clean, and I was able to just burrow into the soil with my hands and dig up the rest of the potatoes. It's just good. I mean, of all the things you can harvest, I don't know if it's just me, but I think potatoes are perhaps one of the best things. They're just like gold, So yeah, how do you know when to dig up? Good question. They will die back. They will die back. So literally they will look terrible. The plants will have completely died back, gone to ground. And that just tells you that the potatoes themselves aren't getting any more nutrients. So yeah, the plant's done its business. The tubers are there. They're storing all the goodness. Now's the time to lift them up. So I know some people who don't dig them all up at all, but just go and dig up a few when they're ready to have a few to eat. But there is a risk of them getting got by slugs and things. So I tend to dig them all up at once. But hey, Adi, that's good. Adi, have you dug any potatoes up yet? It seems to be that season. I suppose it depends as well whether you've done your first earlies, your second earlies, or your main crop. I've done Casablanca this year, which is a second early. And I don't think I've tasted them before, but if they taste as good as they look, I'm going to be really happy. But yeah, this week's video. There's a little plug, isn't it? I'm quite pleased with that. Oh, I haven't been watching anyone's videos lately, AD. I've been absolutely terrible, honestly. It's like there's just, well, you know what it's like in the garden, but so many things going on as well. So what flowers in pots should you get for the sun, Caroline? If you have got a sunny spot and yeah, you want something, for me, my front door, I've got 2 steps down and each step is about 10 inches wide. What's that? Whatever that is, 25 centimeters. And I always have pots on those steps and on the path itself in the summer. And the best thing I find for pots are geraniums or pelargoniums. That's made me think pelargoniums. Anyway, you know what I mean, don't you? Geraniums absolutely love the sun. So, and they can be really, really neglected. They can, yeah, you don't need to water them very much. They're just brilliant. As long as you deadhead them when they've been and gone. And what I tend to do as well, I tend to cut them as little flowers, like little posies. I've got a few little tiny posy vases, and even just one in a posy vase in a room is just gorgeous. So I would recommend pelargoniums. This is it. These names change, don't they, all the time? I remember Montbretia is now Crocosmia, and I've got an idea it might also be known as something else. So, hey, Jim, nice to see you. So yeah. What would you recommend? What would you recommend for Caroline to put in some pots in the sun? I mean, saying that, the pots on my front path at the moment, on my front steps, I haven't got geraniums this year. I've got geraniums in a hanging basket, but in my pots, I have just, instead of, I'll usually think, oh, what colours am I going to put in? And will that overcrowd that? I've just shoved in some spares of what I've had. So they've got the Bishop's Children Dahlia. They have got zinnia. And I think it's a salvia, something with a great big leaf and no flowers yet. But I just thought, if they clash, all the better. I'm just having a bit of an experiment, because I think we can be just a little bit too precious sometimes about how things are going to look. I mean, I like things to look pretty, but I think I went to Gardener's World earlier in the summer, the Gardener's World show, and what struck me was how much, it was beautiful, but how much a lot of the gardens used exactly the same colour scheme. And I just thought it wasn't very inventive. So it's a case of, basically, there was a lot of dark purpley reds. I'm away from my pencil, look, you can tell I'm a teacher. Dark purpley reds and like rich oranges. And together they were beautiful. But I noticed it was each garden was using the same things. And I just thought, oh, come on now. Because what that is saying is that there's a particular fashion theme for this year, and it's justified to buy those colour plants, as I found out when I looked in the stores afterwards, and I have bought a couple. But yeah, it's nice to have new ideas. It's nice to have new colour combinations. Just try themselves out sometimes on your own. You know, see what works. These might just look horrendous, but it's a trial. It's a trial. So Jim, we were just talking about potatoes. Have you harvested any potatoes yet? Saying that though, you know, I was on Emmanuel's podcast the other day, and he's over, the Ultimate Gardener, he's over in Florida, so he's in zone 10. It doesn't grow potatoes. And it's so funny talking to someone from a completely different zone. Doesn't grow potatoes, doesn't grow tomatoes, you know, can't grow alliums. He's just, oh, thanks, Cass. He's just, yeah. And he was saying, oh, I can't grow that. And I was like, oh, that must be awful. And then he came out with the stuff that he can grow. So all the absolute citrus he can grow. He can actually grow bananas into hands and pick them. You know, he was growing something like, oh, brilliant, Cass. So, Cass, were you on Emmanuel's chat the other day? I'm wondering if you were in the chat. Yeah, sweet potatoes. I know here, Cass, we a lot of us have tried sweet potatoes over the last few years. We have had limited success, I must admit, but over here in the UK, it's quite a process getting them started and getting them in the right conditions, because they like it very moist, very warm. Am I right? Or is that why ours haven't been too successful? But yeah, they're a real bonus if you can get sweet potatoes over here. Oh, okay. And yeah, so it's really interesting, because he was really saying, oh, garlic is such a staple. I wish I could grow it out here. And of course, I was showing him the elephant garlic. Here it is. This is the one I was showing him the other day. Can we see that? I did split it to show him the size of the cloves. Oh, now where's my camera? There we are. Look at that. Look at that for a clove of elephant garlic. I mean, okay, it's not as big as my head, but it is if I put it nearer. But yeah, I said to him, try growing those, because they're not true garlic; they're related to leeks. So yeah, there's pros and cons of where you live, aren't there? You know, and it's like the grass is always greener. So of course I have a garlic. I've always got a garlic to hand. Sneaker it, yes. So let's have a look. Adi, that is a really good idea. Caroline, I don't know if you've read Adi's comment there. If it's a sunny spot, herbs would be good, and let them go to flower. Oh, purple basil has lovely flowers. I don't think I've grown purple basil, but I suppose you would be growing that as an annual. But if you wanted things to last year in, year out, you could have things like your thyme, your sage, even depending on the size of the pot, your chives, and they've all got those beautiful flowers. As long as you like bees, I love them. So I'm really happy when they're flowering and they're covered in bees. But if you don't like bees, I'd just bear that in mind, because they will sort of attract them. So yeah. So Cass, Emmanuel also mentioned a couple of other things that I had never even heard of, and made me feel like I was in something like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, coming up with all these weird names for sweets. But he said he's grown recently something called an ice cream tree and something called a miracle berry, both of which, I mean, they've got me just with the words. But he did have just bear that in mind, thank you. He did show me pictures, and I've got to say, the ice cream tree, the fruit were very strange looking, and he said it was amazing to eat. He said, but it's like almost like a floss, tasted like some sort of floss. I could only think like candy floss. Really tasted of ice cream, really strong taste of ice cream. But once the flavor had gone, you were just left with this mouthful of almost cotton, which put me off a little bit. And then the miracle berries, can't remember. Oh, he said the miracle berries were so sweet that even 3/4 of an hour after he'd tried some, he had some pop. I think he had some soda, and it was really sweet. And he asked his friend, and she said, no, mine's not sweet, mine's fine. And it was like the flavor was still in his mouth. So yeah, don't have them if you're going to follow it up with something savory. But you have one. What do you have, Kaz? A miracle berry or an ice cream tree? Because I mean, they're both. And the other thing he showed was a photograph of something called a finger lime. I think that was right. I think I'm remembering it right. And it was literally, I don't know about the rest of you in the UK, but when I think of a lime, I just think of a small, ovalish, amazing looking fruit that's green, in the way I think of a lemon, ditto, but yellow. And but his, yeah, they were like Zeppelin shaped, but inside it was like, it reminded me of a pomegranate. It was like lots of little almost eggs. In fact, he said it was like caviar. It was almost like little eggs, but each one was an absolute burst of citrus. Imagine being able to grow that. We can't even buy that in the shops, let alone grow it. So, oh, Kaz, okay, the ice cream, kumquats and mango. Well, there you go. Yes, Sneakerette, to have a mango tree. I've not heard of a loquat. I'm assuming that's something to do with a kumquat. That must be, yeah. Kumquats they're the tiny little. I used to have one. In our summer house, which is basically a shed, but it's got a couple of windows. And yeah, I think we got it. We've got a shop called Aldi here. I don't know if you have it in the States. We've got Aldi and Lidl. And every now and then they have like a central specialist aisle, and it will be dedicated to a particular hobby. And, you know, when it's gardening, everybody's out there because you can get some real bargains. And I remember this one time they had these beautiful kumquat trees, and they were sort of like standard trees. And Cassie will probably laugh, but they must have been maybe 3 foot tall, and they had the little fruits on. Well, of course, as soon as you put them in the garden, they die. But even in the summer house, they weren't very happy, and it just died a rather slow and tragic death. But yeah, it was full of promise to begin with. But yeah, those stalls are fantastic. But saying a 3 foot tree, I bet yours is a bit bigger than that. But mango, oh my goodness, a loquat festival, a loquat. Oh, okay, you have Aldi as well. Hello, spiritual villain. I hope you're here for the growing tips. If there are any particular questions, this goes for all of you. If there are any particular questions, put them in the chat. And if I can't answer them, I'm sure someone, or even I probably won't be able to answer them, but someone in the chat will be able to, because they're very good gardeners. Okay, so yeah, Aldi. I just love Aldi. Usually, and on various different Facebook groups, if Aldi are having their gardening event, word gets around, and before you know it, they've had everyone's turning up with different things on Instagram that they picked up or their Facebook feed. So it is a good one to know. But yeah. Hi, Anna. Hi, nice to see you. Anna, we've been talking about ice cream trees, loquats. What's the other one? Miracle berries. Oh my goodness me. Your cat knocked down the lizard light. Oh no. I'm assuming that's a literal thing. You've literally got a cat and a lizard, and the cat's knocked over the light. I hope your lizard's okay, and your cat. They can't help it. They're just spirited creatures. But yeah. So different in the UK. I am finding I haven't been up to the allotment and checked in the polytunnel for, what day did I go up? I think it was Wednesday I was up there. It's Friday evening now. As of Wednesday this week, I have only had 2 ripe tomatoes, and they were the cherry ones. They were Barry's Crazy Cherry. Of course, they didn't even make it out of the poly. They were straight down, and they were just, we all talk about it, don't we? Well, we do in the UK, cows. We haven't got our ice cream trees. That first tomato of the season, it's like I say, when you dig up your potatoes, we'll be sick of them soon enough, but they have been so slow to ripen this year. Hello, JA424. Oh, that's really kind of you. That's really kind. We do love the chickens and the dog. Yeah, it's, sorry, just the tomatoes. Let me know if your tomatoes are ripening yet, or is it just the cherry ones? But yeah, we've got a problem with, well, we haven't got a problem with Rocky. Rocky is now getting very old. He is 16 now. And I'm sure most of you are aware of the length of that lane to get from where we park up to get to, especially my allotment. Mike's is a little bit closer to the car. But it's, by the time Rocky's got down that lane, it can take 20 minutes because he will sniff every blade of grass. But yeah, he's getting a bit old now to be going up there. Once he's there, he's fine. He just lies down and chills out. He's such a chill dog, you know. Yeah, he is. He's a sweetheart. But yeah, chickens are fine. Chickens are fine. We were looking today at getting them a dog crate. Why do you think that was? It's literally because they've got their coop, which is really, it's great. They've got plenty of room there. They've got their run or pen that we can move, but that in itself is quite, it needs more than one person to pick it up and move it. I really liked something that just expands, that I can put on a piece of ground and I can move around really easily. So I can have them next to me if I need to, or any, you know, anything, just more portable to move them around. But yeah, there was this dog crate and I was thinking of it, but it turned out it had excuse me, it had a rack across the bottom as well. And we thought, oh no, bless them, they'd be hopping from bar to bar. So yeah, let me know. Sick of cucumbers, Adi. Oh, Adi, did you see my cucumber disaster? White Wonder cucumbers. I've tried this year. I made a thing of trying different variations of what I'd usually grow. And last year I grew gherkins. They grew gherkins for the first time. Swore I'd do them again. They're brilliant. But I thought, different from the normal green cucumbers, I'm going to grow these weird looking things. I mean, they didn't even look particularly nice, but White Wonder. And oh my goodness. Yeah, you tried one, didn't you, Sneaker? You take a slice and you take a bite, and I did it on camera, didn't I? That was so genuine. I had no idea of the foul flavour. The first bite, you sort of think, okay, it's cool. And then the bitterness just sank in. And yeah, people mentioned, they said it's either that it could be too dry, which I can understand because they are in those brilliant, I love them, my Vajayga square beds that I've got lots of other things in as well. And because it's mainly compost, there's quite a lot of manure in there. There is just soil, but the top bit is certainly compost. It dries out quite quick. So I thought that might be a thing. But then there was the thing, are there too many male flowers on it? So I did take loads off. But then I tried again. I've tried a couple of times, and I'm afraid I've just said to I might just pull them up, because the energy that is going into getting these cucumbers right, because each one I think, oh, this'll do. I'll eat that one. That one looks okay. You can't tell, can you? Just cannot tell until you bite into it. Sadly though, one of the gherkins, I was waiting for it to become a big cucumber because I forgot I planted gherkins. So yeah. Oh, you've got a senior dog. Aren't they so sweet? They are so sweet. And there are sometimes you just look at them and checking he's not in his bed and think he might not be around for much longer. So you just treasure them. Just treasure them. They're fab. What's that, Secret? The cherry plums. The cherry plums look so good. Which ones are the cherry plums, Secret? Tomatoes? I'm assuming you mean tomatoes. Yeah, that's good. Now, somebody else did say, courgettes. Yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it? Again, I've grown some different ones. We've grown the round ones. What are they called? There's Bianca de Trieste, which are white, that look very like the devil cucumbers, but actually they taste lovely. They haven't got that thickish skin that the normal green courgettes have got, or the ones that I've grown, like the Black Defender, have got this quite a delicate skin. So that's lovely. And there's Ronde Denise are the round ones. They're really interesting looking. They look a bit like melons. But there's things you can do. Courgette soup with parmesan. Pot it up, pop it in the freezer for winter. It's gorgeous. Somebody said they have been, it might have been Secret. The male, didn't plant any tomatoes. this year, but inundated. So it's you, spiritual villain. You have been inundated with cherry plums. Oh, okay. So they're not tomatoes. They are literally then tiny plums. That sounds good. That sounds really, really good. We've got a plum tree, and this year the fruit on the plum and the apples and the unknown tree that's either a damson or a sloe or some sort of plum, the branches are like that. They're so heavy with fruit this year. I think for us, last year was pants as far as fruit was concerned. This year is going to be one of those years, like a mast year, I would say. So, and they're expensive to buy, so that's really good. Anna, I've just had 3 outdoor girl tomatoes so far. Gardener's Delight takes ages. So, yeah, so you're finding them late ripening, Anna. I think I might go along tomorrow and be pleasantly surprised. I think that's my phone. If you just bear with me a second, if you could talk amongst yourselves 1 second. I wonder if Anna could just pop her head round here and we will. Oh no, she's okay. It's gone. It's gone. Not you, Anna Jones. I'm not asking you to pop in and take my phone for me. Yes, I know. My phone always goes off. It does. I should put it on mute. I wasn't even supposed to be doing this until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm very, very little prepared. Grushovka. No, the Grushovka isn't ready, Adi. And Mike's got that in his tunnel as well. But a lot of people have said, and I do stand by this, when it's been as hot as it has been earlier in the season. That's my other phone now. Please speak amongst yourself. Sneakrit, you're a moderator. Excuse me. Hello. I'm actually right in the middle of a live chat, Dad. Yeah. Are you all right? Very quickly. Oh, okay. Oh, that's lovely. Thanks, Dad. Okay. Got to go. Literally fell looking at my empty chair. Okay, bye. I tell you what, that shows you. That does show you that this is actually live, doesn't it? That both phones going off then. Both phones. It was. Grushovka seamlessly. Please hold. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Sneaker. That's lovely. And Caroline likes potato. That's good. That's good. I forget what I was saying now. Oh yes, the Grushovka. We absolutely love the Grushovka. Adi, who's in the chat, if you are not subscribed to Adi, go over to his YouTube channel. His greenhouse, it's to die for. It's just gorgeous, and he built it all himself. But he is the master of collecting tomato seed. And yeah, you've got so many unusual seeds. And we were very lucky. We blue banana Guatemala, is that? Oh, I'll come back to that. Adi gifted us some Grushovka seeds, and they're just gorgeous. Are they Russian? I think they might be Russian, but they're an heirloom variety, and they are gorgeous. So yeah, Mike's got some, and I've got some. The house tomatoes have been going there, I've got to admit, but they are so small that they don't take much to ripen. So that's good. Sorry, what is the blue banana Guatemala? Is that because I know the blue banana is this? The squash, the Guatemalan blue banana squash. Oh, is that from the seed from us? Because I know we grew it last year. I don't know if I passed on any seed or not. I know we did a seed swap. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I'm really glad. Yes, squash again. We're so fortunate that we've got space to grow squash, not just courgettes. Hey, Margaret, how nice to see you. But the blue banana squash, it's one of those things. If you don't garden, if you're not a gardener, let me just get this out of my system. You think all tomatoes are red and that size. You think that all apples are green or red or a bit yellow, that size. You think that squash as in winter squash is either a butternut or the pumpkins you see at Halloween. You think that, oh, throw me something unusual. It's peppers. You think peppers are all the same size and same shape. We've got some gorgeous padron peppers growing this year. They're just fantastic. It's just wonderful. So yes, the blue banana squash, to see them growing, you look like you can hollow them out. You can halve them and hollow them out and make a little boat and go paddling off with them. So yeah, it's lovely. Margaret, you've got a new greenhouse. So you've got, tons of tomato plants. 4 tumbling toms in, oh, that's like alliteration, so it's a bit of a tongue twister. 4 tumbling toms in tubs. All try saying that at home, especially after a glass of wine. 4 tumbling toms in tubs. 4 tumbling toms in tubs. Bowl of cherry tomatoes every day for 2 weeks or so. Granddaughter just, you can eat them like sweets, can't you? I've been growing sun gold for years, and then last year I was sent some seeds for one called honeycomb, and that, oh my goodness, it's almost too sweet. But saying that, it's just fantastic. So yeah. Oh, lovely to see you, Sneaker. Thanks for coming on. So you've got a new greenhouse. Is it new? Is it your first greenhouse, Margaret? So again, I remember getting my first greenhouse on our old plot. That was just, it was something I'd always dreamed of. It wasn't very big, but it just meant that we had that cover to be able to start things off indoors and that sort of thing. So it was just great. Yeah. So, but yeah, it just extends your season, doesn't it? Either side. We've got a new to us greenhouse arriving in the next few weeks. We still haven't sorted out a date. I did mention it over on the channel as where to put it. Again, we're fortunate enough to have the space to have it in a few different places. But again, I will reveal that, or I'm not going to reveal the greenhouse. I'll tell you where we're thinking of in this week's video. I'm so bad for telling everybody what I'm doing all the time. People say, don't tell anyone, put it in your video, make them wait. Always feels a bit mean. But yes, so absolutely lovely. Is there anyone on here who doesn't have a greenhouse or doesn't have any undercover growing? Because I can't imagine that now. I suppose I've been a bit spoiled because we've got the poly as well. So yeah. It's a rhino greenhouse, Margaret. Oh my goodness. I bet you are so happy. 6 by 10. Wow, that's a good size. That's a good size. It's hi Andrea. It's really okay. Again, just getting your first one. Wait till next spring. Oh my, I bet you're looking at it now and it'll seem huge. And then next spring you'll think, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and do the other. And before you know it, you won't be able to move. It's just wonderful. It just opens up so many possibilities. No, Caroline, if you don't have a greenhouse, there's still all sorts of things you can grow. I mean, windowsills, and those Super 7 propagators, they are brilliant. They just fit on your windowsill really well. It depends on the amount you're growing, doesn't it? Okay, Andrea, right. Question here. Andrea says, I have lots of squash plants, but they're not fruiting. Too many male flowers. Any advice? What I would say now, Adi, I don't know if you agree with me here, or Jim, or just anyone there in the chat. I would suggest that you take off, not all, 60-70% of the male flowers. Because Mike had that problem as well with his squash. He's not sure what sort it is, but it was just getting absolutely festooned with flowers, but they were all male, or they seemed to be all male. It was very difficult to find the female one. So if I were you, I would get rid of as many as you dare. I mean, even if you just leave 1 or 2, what you can do then is self-pollinate. Is that what you call it? Self-pollinate the female flowers. So you literally, always makes you go, you literally take the male flower off, pull the petals back so the stamen is sticking out, and you go, oh, hello, to the female flower, and that pollinates the inside of the female flower, which hopefully then will fruit. But yes, I have heard of that problem with squash. Too many male flowers. I don't know what that's caused by. Whether it is the weather or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, give that a go. Try taking your male flowers off. Don't be worried about doing it, you know, because if you've got too many of them, again, your energy is going to be good. You only need, for one fruit, you only need one male flower, you know. So yeah, I'd take some off. Hello, Emma. How nice to see you. That's lovely. Emma, we're talking about self-pollination. So just about pollinating your squash if you've got too many male flowers, or rather, what do you do if you've got too many male flowers? But it is the thing, isn't it, with squash? I know when I first started growing, I used to just love, again, having the space to do it. So I realise, very, very fortunate here, love just seeing how big they could grow. I would just romp away. But of course, the best thing to do, it's the same with tomatoes, isn't it? Chop them off, you know, once you've got 4 decent squash on there, you need all the goodness to be going back into the fruits. So yeah, Margaret's just got a new rhino greenhouse, Emma, which is very lovely. Peppers and tomatoes for years. Yeah, you make do with what you've got, don't you? But it's one of those things, once you've got a greenhouse, you think, how did I ever do it without? It's so good. If the squash is just starting, then you will have a lot of... Oh, right. Oh, okay. That's really interesting, Adi. I didn't know that. An early fruit, that makes sense again, though, doesn't it? If you've got an early squash on there, it might stunt your vine. Yes, because I suppose you've got all the energy going into that fruit, haven't you? But I would think by now your plant's going to be reasonably big. I know we've got quite a few. Again, I'll be showing them in this week's video. On Mike's plot, he's got the squash patch, and you can't see the ground at the moment. You can just see leaves, and then all of a sudden you'll catch a glimpse of a colour or other. So it's really, really nice. Do any of you top your tomato plants? So mine never reach how other people's reach when it hits the roof. They never do, however much they're fed and looked after. But if they did, I would certainly be topping them off. Isn't it after about the 4th truss you should top them? But I don't really bother. You're topping them, Adi. I'll watch the video. I promise. Because I know if you're doing it, I need to be doing it. You'll be doing it properly. Butternut squash, you know, Emma, I never have any luck with it. We tried mini butternuts last year. They were okay, but I just can't do it. I cannot grow a butternut squash. Any other squash, fine. Courgettes, grow them out my ears. But butternuts, I don't know what it is. No, that's just it, Emma. Mine don't get that big. Growing the baked potato squash. Oh, now last year I tried the mashed potato squash, and sadly, I thought we'd saved seed, and we couldn't find the seed this year. Or Mike thought he'd planted it, but then it turned out he'd planted something else. But I will try them again, because I can't imagine they're that much different to the baked potato squash, because the squash itself, the flesh, did just taste like, you know, when you mash baked potato up, or I certainly do, with some butter, and you mash it up, it had that texture. Absolutely delicious. So, oh yeah, good. I hope you enjoy those. So you top when it gets to 5, but yes, I take the lower leaves off. I do that. I try and take off anything from fairly early on, anything that's hitting the soil or gets splashed back from the soil. I wonder if butterbush is what we tried then, Emma. Maybe it was. But talking about, just going back to topping a minute, I haven't topped my chilies or peppers ever, and I've heard arguments both ways. I don't know. They seem to be okay. But the other thing that I have only just started topping, I didn't last year because they were so bad, are my beans. So literally when the beans get to the top of the poles, I mean, they're what, 7 foot, well, they're 8 foot poles, but they're in the ground. I'll top the beans then, and hopefully the flowers will fruit a bit more. But yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. But yeah, so what about you? Do you do that with your beans? Do you do that with your chilies or your peppers? It's all things, isn't it? I mean, I've been gardening now for quite a long time, and yet these things aren't ingrained. I don't sort of think, oh, it's time to do this. Oh, it's time to do that. I'm still learning how to do things properly, like the male flowers. That's so good. Yeah. So this week, my video this week is going to be all about what I am harvesting. Like I say, it may or may not have tomatoes in it, probably not. What about you? What's the latest thing? I want all of you to just have a little thing about the latest thing you have harvested out your garden. Put it in the comments, because I'd be interested to see if we've all been doing the same thing. I'm waiting. Who's going to be first? We're due to have a big storm, aren't we, in the UK? Courgettes! Thank you, Emma. Have we all been harvesting courgettes? Come on, Adi. Come on, Jim. What have you harvested? Come on, Cass. What have you harvested in your beautiful Floridian garden? I bet you it's something very exotic. Yeah. So, courgettes. French beans and lettuce. Okay. Oh, the French beans, mine are just coming in now. And the snake beans and potatoes. Yeah, it's bean season, isn't it? It's bean season. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Carrots, beans, courgette, potatoes, tomatoes, jalapenos. Lovely. Fantastic. We I thought that was a phone going again. I've got ringing in my ears now. What was I saying then? We have got a storm coming over here in the UK on, I believe, Sunday night, Monday morning. All coming over from the US. So thanks, US. It's sending it over here. I don't know if it's going to hit us. I'm central UK. It's due to hit the Midlands, but on the map it looks like it might just be skirting around the edge of us. But certainly I am going to be, hi Siggy, dwarf French beans, courgettes and peas. Oh, peas. Yeah, I'm going to be making sure that any harvest I need to get in, I will be getting in, because it looks like it's going to be battering the gardens. So hi, nice to see you, Siggy. Did you have that yesterday? Yes, I heard. I know Steve House, he was saying he had thunderstorms yesterday and I think the day before, and yeah, it was quite nice here. So Margaret, here we go. Dwarf French beans, kale, cabbage, lettuce, small onions and courgettes. There they go. They're on there. They're always on the list. But isn't it lovely though? I always think, like I was saying before about, for me, it used to always be the school holidays signified summer, but now they're not, I don't teach in mainstream anymore. So, yeah, summer for me started back in May when we had all that warm weather. So I feel like I've had a really long summer this year, but I can't remember what I was. Sorry, I'm just being that just. Have you known anyone be so distracted? But no, gone. It'll come back. You got carrots, teeny weeny carrots. They're not teeny weeny ones. They're bijou, and they'll taste very sweet. But yes, harvesting that. Oh, that's it. Harvesting. I used to again be. I suppose it was to do with school and things. Harvest festival. You would have that in October, and so again, as a gardener, you sort of feel like the big harvest. It's the final big roundup harvest that comes round about October time. But actually, you realise as you garden that you're harvesting the whole time. I know this is, teaching Granny how to suck eggs here, but you sort of realise every time you go up, you're coming back with something. For me, it's, even if it's just a few eggs off the chickens, you're bringing food into the house. And how fantastic is that? That is so good. Small ones do cost more in the shops, yeah. Yeah, Andrea, I would. Now, actually, you've made me think, because I was saying about my fruit trees are heavy this year, really heavy. One of the apple trees, it is one of the smaller ones, but that's already one of the branches looks like It's either snapped. Oh no, I think it has snapped because the leaves are starting to die. And the plum or whatever it is tree are the same. So it is worth looking at. We've got to take these storms seriously nowadays, haven't we? Oh, Margaret, the strawberries. Oh my goodness. I've never had such good strawberries as this year. And in fact, that goes for all the soft fruit, the red currants, the black currants, the gooseberries, the strawberries. You're in Northumberland. Yes, well, you're not too far away, southeast Northumberland. Okay. Yeah, we just kept getting them. And I was so thrilled because, again, like Adi said before, they cost quite a lot in the shops. They cost quite a bit. So yeah, real treat. That I just hope that next year can be as good. Yeah, Siggy, Mike grows quite a few of his carrots in 30-litre pots. Okay, first harvest in the freezer. Well done. That's brilliant. Yeah. And the red currants, honestly, Emma, they were just a treat. And it was like, the beauty was as well that the birds hadn't got to them, because before now the birds have got into the fruit cage, and that's been it. I beg your pardon. Do you want to say hello, Mike?
Hello.
There we go. There's Mike. He exists. And he's brought me something.
Gin and cucumber.
Gin and cucumber with, is that a fly? No.
With a pip.
With a pip.
Don't be a pip.
It might be a pip. I think it's got a bit of lemon in as well. That's lovely, isn't it? Here we are. Happy weekend, everybody. Yes. Oh my goodness, Andrea. Yes. We were actually at the lovely secondhand shop we go to. Adi, you might know, Norton Bridge, the Catherine House hospice shop. We love it there. We'd taken a load of bags along, and in the car park, it's where we saw the dog crate, and we were considering it for the chickens, which I mentioned earlier. In the car park, I mean, it's one of those car parks, it's just a little bit of tarmac, and it's just covered in wild bushes and weeds and nettles. We love it. The amount of blackberries ripe, again, it must be something to do with the fact that we've had what I would call such an early season. We've had all that warm weather early on, but we were just going around, and we were, we've talked about going back. They were only on a car park. We were talking about going back with a punnet and collecting some tomorrow. They were gorgeous. So, Adi, there's a top tip if you want some blackberries, if you haven't got any in your garden. And that's the thing. My giant thug of a blackberry that I had last year, we dug up and put it in Mike's plot. It's sulking at the moment because it's been moved, but it's maybe got a few blackberries on. You go down any of the lanes down here at the minute, and they are covered in them. It's proper foraging time, which I absolutely lovely. Oh, have you got blackberries on your plot, Emma? You've got to be careful. They do like to go. I've never had ones, though, that are really, really big. Some people say, look at these giant blackberries. They just look gorgeous. But I'd love to have some of those. Caroline, your neighbour has an apple tree. Is he very kind? Does he let you have some? I think most people are fairly generous with their fruit, especially when there's a glut. We're back onto a canal here, and one of the gardens down the canal has an apple tree, and it goes over, and the neighbours have always said, if anything grown over, if you fancy an apple on your walk, or a pear, they've got a pear tree, just take one. And they always put baskets outside, help yourself, later on in the season. So yeah. The thornless ones, at least there's that, Emma, because gooseberries, oh my goodness, they are beautiful, but they do take some picking. The thorns are lethal. But soft fruit. Cheers. It's been fantastic this year. Right, I'm going to have a sip of this. Just smells very much like cucumber, which is I hope it's not the white wonder. The other thing that we have done this week, which was lovely, is I met up with Claire from the Farmyard Garden and Kerry from Dog on the Plot, and we paid a visit to David Austin Roses. Now, if you grow roses, I'm assuming it's a UK company. But he is like the renowned rose grower in the UK, as far as I know. I know there are others, but he's fairly well respected. And to go to his rose gardens, they were just, if anything, possibly at their best, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, but they were just in full bloom. It was amazing. The scent as you walked around the gardens was just incredible. So, of course, I brought one of those back. And that's going back to the thorns, Emma. It's got fairly nasty thorns on it, but beautiful, beautiful roses. Does anyone else grow flowers in their plot? Is anyone, if you garden at home? I did, Adi, I did. Will I show it this week? It's not at the allotments, in the backyard, waiting to be potted up. It's called Wallerton Old Hall, and it's like a creamy, yellowy, not the colour I expected to get at all, but almost like a peony shaped flower. But the scent, it's just this. It was described as musk or myrrh. It might have been not musk. It might have been myrrh, but it's got quite almost a spicy scent. It's a climber, so it's to go up our back wall. But I need to make sure that I get a specialist pot for it. We've got loads of huge pots, but I want to make sure I get the right compost mix and everything. They're guaranteed. The roses are guaranteed for 5 years. I don't think I've ever bought a plant that's guaranteed. So I was thrilled with that. At least I've got 5 years from it. So, oh, the blueberries. Yeah, that's one thing again. No, 3 blueberries now. So, you know, even though they're all meant to be self-fertile, and people say, no, you need to have at least 2. I've got 3. No more than a handful. And I'm doing the ericaceous compost. I tried growing them in soil. Tried growing them in the pots. Didn't work. Tried growing them in soil. Didn't work. Put them back into pots. Maybe it's because I'm disturbing them each year, but Mike's bought himself one this year, so we'll see how he goes on. He'll probably have a huge amount, won't he? Yeah, I've got to say, Anna, I'm the same. I absolutely love roses, and we have got a few in the back garden, but they are susceptible to get up to black spot. I mean, my favourite rose just gets covered in it, and there's not much I can do about it, really. It still flowers beautifully, but the thing is with the David Austin roses, which I suppose is what people go for, is they're supposed to be disease resistant. And I must admit, when I looked around, I know they're show gardens, but when I looked around the other day, there must have been hundreds, if not more, roses, and I didn't spot any sign of disease, and that's right in the middle of the rose growing season. So maybe it's worth the money, you know. But yeah. Anyway, it's coming up to 8 o'clock. You know what? This has been really nice. I really wasn't sure if anyone would turn up at all. So thank you so much for coming along and saying hello. Has anybody got any last minute questions? Oh, Dad and daughter say hello from the living room. Hello, Dad and daughter. Blackberries and hedgerow near us are producing big, ripe black. Oh, there we go. There we go, Margaret. They're doing so well. Always be aware, though, to leave some for the wild creatures. The wild creatures, yeah. Any last minute questions? Any last minute shout outs? Anything anyone would like to say before we wrap up? I realise I do talk too much. I realise hopefully I'm giving you a chance to say something. Shout out to Rocky. Hey, Rocky. Okay. All right, then. Listen. Now, you know, Margaret, no, this was just a one-off. I've got to be honest. I was supposed to be filming today, but it was such grotty weather. And I wanted to do all my harvesting and everything, but in the end, I just thought, you know, anyway, no, I don't know. I might start doing like a regular live over the winter months. But as to when, I don't know. I might do another one. I might do another one next month. What do you think? Would you like a regular live? I haven't got any of the fancy stuff that you're supposed to have. I know people Can we see Rocky? I don't think we can. He's downstairs at the moment. I'm just checking his bed. He's so quiet, you never know he's there. So yeah, is that something you'd be interested in if I did sort of this spot? So maybe, see, I'm talking about it as if I'm going to do it. I was thinking maybe the first Friday of every month, just for an hour, maybe. I don't know. I think Mike is trying to get Rocky to come upstairs now. You might yet see Rocky, Emma. We shall see. He might make an entrance. Yeah, just I think maybe just once a month, especially over the winter, because it's just nice to catch up, isn't it? Here we go. Right, Emma, just for you. Here he is. He's been. There we are. There he is.
He's been enticed.
Oh, he's been enticed.
Oh,
there he is.
Nice,
and there's the corner of my room with all the craft stuff in the jigsaws. That's usually out of the way as well. So thanks for that, Emma. I've been revealed to have loads of craft and stash in the corner. Oh, that sounds bad, doesn't it? Yeah, I will have a think. I'll have a little think about that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I've gone all fuzzy. And that's not the gin. That's just my camera. Okay. So thanks, everyone, for coming along, and have a lovely weekend in your gardens. And if you're in the UK, don't know what's happened there. If you're in the UK, watch out for these storms. So stay safe. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.